Okay, we're here at the Column here at the Music Hall, and I'm sitting here with a legend of Hollywood, a legend of television, film, and stage from MGM, a Golden Globe nominee, Mr. George Hamilton. It is an honor to meet you, sir.
Thank you.
I will immediately confess that I voted for you many times on Dancing with the Stars. I thought you were dashing, and you should have made it to the finale.
Well, you probably couldn't get through because I was jamming the phones myself. I had everybody I could get to try to do it, but it just didn't work. And I remember Jerry Rice, who I was up against, I just knew. And he kept complaining about his knees and his back. I said, well, what are you, 40 years old? I'm 68. Suck it up, boy. Just get it together. I was lucky to live through that. That was a very hard thing.
It was very grueling.
It was grueling. We were doing it 8 hours a day.
Wow. What I find fascinating about your career is that you're known for, being a dashing, handsome, debonair leading man. But what I really admired was your comedic skills, especially with Love at First Bite, which you co-produced and got a Golden Globe nomination for, and then my personal all-time favorite, Zorro the Gay Blade, which you also got a Golden Globe nomination. I thought that film is still, even today, it still holds up. It is hysterical of how you're able to go from, the Latin heartthrob to the fop.
Well, you know what was wonderful for me to do? I just loved it. Was I had a moment where these changes had to be very quick, and I'd go from one character to the other, and then at a certain moment, I got the makeup man who'd been at MGM. He'd done 360 films, William Tuttle. And I said to Tuttle, I said, I want to do something that hasn't been seen. And he said, what would you want to do? I said, well, I'd like to play one character with half the face painted of one character, and then we switched around and had the other side. And we did it. And then I had it so you could see it in a mirror and another mirror. It was probably the most interesting shot I ever been involved in. But it was a wonderful thing to play both characters. And it was also the thing that made me just switch on to be that character. I'm learning a lot, though. It's one thing to be a comedian, because I thought I kind of lost it. I thought I lost it when I came into theater, because it's a different thing. And I'm working with Chris Sieber, who's listening to every word because he's waiting for when I mention his name. But Chris Sieber is wonderful in the show. He's very talented, great comedy timing. And for me to learn comedy timing in the theater, it's a little different. I still am up on the stage. I'm doing close-ups. I'm actually thinking that there's a camera on me, and I'm doing a very subtle performance, but nobody's seen it. And so it reminds me, do you remember George Peppard?
Yes.
George was a budding method actor, and we were working together in Home from the Hill, which is a movie we shot over here in Paris, Texas. And Vincent Minnelli said, would you tell George that he's gone very inward and I don't know what to do with his performance? I said, Mr. Minnelli, I can't tell him anything. So he came up to George and he said to George, George, I know you're a seething volcano, erupting emotion, but there is nothing happening on your face. Oh, God. And so we're standing, and George had this little boy came over, and he said, are you a movie star? And George said, no, I'm an actor. And there was this pause, and he looked at me, he said, are you an actor? I said, no, I'm a movie star. But it was just perfect. I love comedy. I love the idea that the joke is on me.
Well, I think, again, because I've so much enjoyed your comedic work in film, and you were quite funny on Dancing with the Stars. Your comebacks to Tom Bergeron were hilarious. But I think last night, because I saw the show last night, and I got to sit in the pit area, and I mean, I think the scene alone, the duet of You in My Arms with you and Chris Sieber and The Ladder, is worth the price of admission. Seeing you under those petticoats and your beautiful debonair hair all askew, I mean, you guys must have held forever for laughs on that. That was hysterical.
Well, what's funny about that for me is that really, what was an improvisation Chris and I had fun doing.
Oh, wow.
And once I got under his petticoat, the problem came as to how to get the other foot. And now I'm so ensconced under the petticoat, I can't see where I'm going. And then I'm telling him to come down. As I'm trying to tell him to come down, his full weight's on me. And all I want him to do is put his foot on the ground. And so it started improvisation. Now I know I want him to laugh, so I'm trying to figure out how to mess my hair up underneath it. And he doesn't know what I'm doing. And he's going, what are you doing? What are you doing there? I said, Christmas came a little early.
It was just because you're known for being classically decorated Hollywood leading man, and to see you come out of those petticoats with the hair, and then with him brushing it back, the audience just lost it. It was just
that's the essence of our relationship. And the hard thing is when you work with an actor and you don't know how you're going to get along. A lot of it is just pure chemistry. They can write a great play, they can make all those things, and they can replace. But chemistry is what makes great movies, and it makes great plays. And you get replacements, and you have to find out what it is in that character. Last night, for instance, there's a new boy.
He told me that John Michelle is new.
But last night he plays my son, and I had a very good guy playing Billy Harrison. He was wonderful. And he had to go, and this fellow came. And so I didn't know what to expect, But last night, his collar was up and his tie was askew. And I thought, right in the middle of talking to him, I started straightening his tie and fixing his collar. And I thought, what am I doing this for? And then I realized I'm his father. It was working out great. But those are the things you start to develop, a kind of
honestly, you never would have noticed that it was you, because I reviewed the show, and the review has been sent to my proofreader, but I did state in it that the chemistry between you and your son and with Chris Seberg was the heart of the entire piece, because it's all about family and love, and the moments between you and your son were just beautiful, especially the moment when you tell him, look, and you're looking to the wing of the stage where Zaza's performing, and you're telling him, look at this person who has, it was a beautiful moment. And I thought your performance through that whole line of father and son was touching. So I was surprised that it was your first time with him last night.
But that's the point. You got it. But that's what it is. It's to immediately jump to the heart. Not the story is going to find its way there. It's a train track, and anything you can do to stop it from getting there is more interesting. And anything you can add to it by just looking at them. And I was studying him and trying to say, this is the first time I've ever worked with him. And so I was listening to him, and by listening to him, the performance happens. That's the fun of this thing in theater, and that's why I'm doing it. I love that.
Well, I tell you, the audiences loved you last night, and on behalf of all of us, there's a lot of my fellow, we have over 24,000 subscribers here in the column. They'll all be coming to watch you and Chris Seberg, and I cannot thank you enough for this.
Well, you don't have to go through the theater. You can come direct to me, pay me the cash, and we will come to your house, and Chris and I will do the performance for you. We do parties of 10 and 20. We also do an evening of 30 or 40 with the string quartet in the back. So if any of those people want to do it, I can give you a number that you can call direct.
We'll have it down here at the bottom of the screen.
Right after this message.
Thank you, George. It's nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Open your eyes. You have arrived at La Cage. Oh, boy.
We are what we are, and what we are is an illusion.
Bonsoir.
We love how it feels, putting on heels, causing confusion. We face life, though it's sometimes sweet and sometimes bitter. Face life with a little